Okay, we'll start now. So welcome to Neville's Sales Update webinar. And today you'll hear from myself, Mark Slate, Sales Manager for National Accounts. You'll hear from Richard Vanstone, Sales Manager for Regional, and Carl Pompey, Sales Manager for International. The session should last around 20 to 25 minutes, with time for questions at the end. Andrew Neville, our MD, will be monitoring the questions and comments throughout. Please do feel free to ask any questions. You'll see on the bottom of your screen a Q&A icon. You can also do this anonymously if you don't want to know who you are. We also have a number of Neville's members on the call today, so welcome to them. You are all standard in mute and your cameras are off. You'll also see on each page a QR code. If you open this on your smartphone, you can take a short feedback questionnaire. There will also be a link to this survey when you leave the webinar. Please do complete this. It's important for us to get your feedback. If you do experience any technology issues, which is normally me that experiences them, so I hope that's not the case today, there will be a recording available. So if you go onto the Neville's website, into the webinars folder, it's within marketing support. We will also post this on LinkedIn after this session. So what are today's content? Well, in a moment, Richard will talk about sales in the new world, a reflection on how things were during the pandemic and how things have really changed. Carl, we hope in brief, will then go through our most frequently asked questions. We will then talk about collaborative relationships with end users and how this is proving to be really successful for us and our customers. And finally, we'll conclude with the sales support we can continue to give you, our customers, during 2022. So Richard, I hope you're there. I hope you're not on mute. It's over to you.
Thanks, Mark, and good morning, everyone. Good to be here, and I hope this finds you all very well. I'm Richard, as Mark said, the sales manager for the regional team. So those of you fortunate to have seen our last sales update, albeit a rather light-hearted approach, where we found ourselves adapting to working during the restrictions and lockdown, will be pleased as we are that some of the normal has now returned. As expected, there are some feelings of apprehension alongside anticipation, but really pleasing to see that not a great deal has really changed. There's the same faces, same buildings and addresses, but what is great to see is that we have new restaurant and hotel brands coming into the market, brands from other countries, and there's an unrelenting drive to push the boundaries of menus. All in all, the food service market is still very strong. Although the Neville sales team is noting aspects of change and differences to customers' activity, as you probably have seen with your customers. I'd like to focus on two areas today, one being the response times and the second, the selling process. So response times, for 2.25 years now, we've all been behind a PC screen, not our windscreens. And in short, this has enabled us to react quicker to customer. And at Neville's, we also responded. You'll have seen the enhanced features of our online platforms and selling tools adapted for these times. The website now has huge functionality, and coupled with its sister product, the e-brochure, we have enabled our customers to make a buying decision much faster. But with the sales team now mobile, we are being challenged with our reaction time. Customers are expecting faster responses and more information. And to these ends, I'm pleased to announce the BDM roles within Neville's have expanded. There's now 2 roles placed as internal sales support, fully trained on our internal systems and product base. These roles are in addition to customer support, and dare I say, they're often quicker to respond than the external team due to their location. The second aspect is the selling process. It's changed, and that sounds a really big statement to make. But consider selling back in the 1990s, where the salesperson is holding the keys for the Vauxhall Insignia SDI. The samples are in the boot. There are bundles of literature to support what is going to be the best presentation you've seen today. And salespeople, and as salespeople, we didn't just hold the keys to the car, but the keys to delivering the features and benefits of the latest launch. Detail that couldn't be searched rapidly on the internet. But now we all have access to websites. Google Shopping has algorithms to present the best prices to speed up the buying process. And it's not uncommon that the three of us receive a call from a customer that knows everything. They know Neville's have it in stock. We advertise this. They know it can't go in the freezer, or every piece is a unique finish, the pack size, the capacity, etc. They even know that the next delivery date that these items are coming into Neville's warehouse. But what they need from us right now is a better price, and they need it in the next 5 minutes. In this scenario, we've just entered the selling process at the end of the selling process. So how could we possibly add value? And perhaps in this scenario, we couldn't. It's a simple yes or a no. So at Neville's, we've adapted and learned to add more value earlier in the process. And from what we've seen, those that are now working with us earlier in this process are growing and developing their Genwell sales faster. Mark and Carl will go into this in more detail, but to summarize, as we emerge out of the COVID era, we can now sit with your customers to specify products. We can provide mood boards. We are supplying wish lists and leads daily. We can supply products free of charge, personalize your e-brochure, convert product lists, dress and prepare your showrooms, and thankfully, with the lifting of restrictions, we can still present and train your sales teams. This is all ahead of the sale and explains the added value we provide, which is often why that price request I spoke about earlier isn't always given. We're all enjoying getting back out there and supporting you wherever, but allow us some time to talk through the bigger picture of how we can support and enable your business. Over to Carl. He will talk you through how the business is working incredibly hard to offer you stability and confidence within Neville's.
Thanks, Richard. Next slide. Good morning, everyone. And yeah, it's great for so many of you to be here on the webinar today. It's really good to see so many, and from so many different countries as well. As advertised, I'll try as briefly as possible to answer a number of the most frequently asked questions across key areas of our business. Firstly on stock, and the reason for that being the first icon on the screen, I don't think will be lost on anyone here on the webinar today. Neville's stock position has improved rapidly. And now we have over 85% of all lines available from stock. That's up from around the mid 60% just 6 months ago. The rapid increase, which despite all-time record sales numbers, is due to our largest ever stock intake program. Our stock position continues to improve each day. And to give a bit of context, on average, we're receiving in excess of 1 40-foot container every single working day. And that will continue, as we go forward. Neville's, like many businesses in the supply of physical goods produced around the world, are still facing many time and cost challenges with our supply chain. To mitigate the impact of these issues, we've had to invest significantly in greater levels of purchasing, but alongside that, we've also increased resource within our teams and also invested in new IT systems to help that process. I think I can speak for my colleagues in the sales team and also reflecting on some recent conversations and feedback from customers and say just how confident we are that our stock position is in a better position now and moving forward. We're incredibly grateful to both our senior management and purchasing teams for such a huge level of investment. The best place to check stock remains the Neville's website, even without a login now, giving you the current stock availability and our next delivery dates and the next delivery date that has stock available from it. Please also remember that stock showing as +1 day is also available to order, and usually that will be dispatched the following day. There's also a new feature. You can request a daily stock output, which will be received via email. Just get in contact with either the customer support team or your sales manager, and they can get that set up for you and any colleagues that would require that. Moving on to pricing. I think you'll be aware that Neville's increased pricing in January this year by an average 5%. And this is in response to continued cost increases in both product and shipping, along with all of the domestic cost challenges which all businesses are now facing. To invest in the levels of stock that we know our customers require, we have had to plan our purchase a minimum of 6 months ahead, and often much further ahead than that. This has meant that Neville's has committed to buying stock and securing shipping capacity, which is, as everybody hopefully knows, that's become a much greater challenge for importing businesses at what are very high market prices. Onto service. Our current service proposition is to dispatch same day all UK mainland orders that are placed before 4 p.m. And for our customers in Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland and the rest of the world, orders placed before 4 p.m. UK time are ready for dispatch or collection the following day. We do continue to monitor the performance and capacity of our freight partners. And as an example, currently over 90% of all UK mainland deliveries are arriving next day or on time. We're currently unable to offer any timed or weekend deliveries on all services. However, as this was something that was offered previously, this does remain under review with our carriers. And when this is available, we will update our position. Tracking is still available on our website on the order history pages when you're logged in. And this is available for the majority of our UK mainland shipments. Sales support. So as Richard mentioned, free of charge samples are still available to be ordered via our website. And the website will also indicate items where this is possible to order. We will always prioritize your orders over samples, but samples should always be dispatched within 3 to 5 working days. If anything is urgent, please contact your sales manager or the customer support team, and they will always try to assist as best as possible. Again, as Richard alluded to, we now have a sales team of 7 people, including the internal business development managers, and we're also recruiting a number of further roles to grow our sales team. The sales team are available to meet in person, in showroom, and also reminding ourselves of the last couple of years, we are still holding a large number of virtual meetings, whether that's a business update or just a coffee to catch up. We're available when you require us and for what purpose. Lastly, in this section, just covering the brochure. Hopefully you've all received our brand new and updated e-brochure, which was launched at the start of January. And this included over 100 of our distributor customers with their own bespoke version. We're seeing continued increase in the use of our e-brochure, but also appreciate this medium is more familiar and natural to use for some than others. And our sales team are ready and available to provide additional training sessions for you and your teams to maximize the potential of using this exciting tool. It's important to remember that all versions of the e-brochure are automatically updated each launch. So every quarter when we launch new products, so this year coming up in April, July and October, when we launch in excess of 100 new products, the link that you're using and any link that you'd have sent to a customer of any version of the brochure will be automatically updated. So they will get that latest product launch as soon as they go to view the brochure. We do not have a full printed brochure for 2022. However, we will be shortly producing a printed 20-page Genware guide. And this guide will be available to all customers. And it will act as a great way to introduce both you and the end user to our product, brand, and will include a large variety of lifestyle imagery. Now over to Mark, who'll take some more information regarding how we can help you with your end user and with developing sales.
Thanks, Carl. So one of our key objectives this year is to work more with end users in partnership with our distributors. The reason for this is that it's proven to be really successful for us over the last 12 months. We've had over 100 visits to our showrooms, completed around 50 mood boards, all of which have resulted in sale. We still deal 100% through distributors, so we do not agree the pricing. The key to the success is allowing access to all projects and products, managing the project for our distributors and meeting end users' expectations. It also allows us to add any replenishment forecast for the future and tying up any project. Currently, we're working on around 60 projects with an additional £1 million to us, which we know will be a very, very high success rate. We now have extra support, such as digital marketing, and as Richard mentioned, Becky and Carl will manage and work alongside our distributors to get projects over the line. Past projects have seen us deliver 60,000 pieces of ceramic to a multi-site operation on behalf of our distributor. Present more suitable products that we are planning for the future, but this is introducing new project launches that are appropriate to those projects. And we've also worked on rollouts with less packaging to reduce waste costs. If cost effective, we can tailor these projects for end users and distributors' needs. If you want to see any examples of what we've done in the past, please let us know. And of course, if there's any projects, please do get in touch. Another facility we mentioned at our last webinar is tender conversion. So based on the depth of products that we have, allows our customers to work with us on tenders. We know that tenders can be time consuming, they can be vague, and sometimes hard to translate. I think my favorite requests were a pot, large, a ladle, not a ladle, or a stainless steel mixing bowl that's microwave safe. Obviously, they wanted a firework display that day. But between our analyst team, our internal business managers, we do have the facility to do what we call a fuzzy lookup, do comparisons versus competitors' codes, and turn these tenders around very, very quickly. So please get in touch and let us do the work for you. And finally, we understand that you may want to go to other suppliers for product. However, given the current global supply challenges, it may be helpful to have a full list of secondary supply. We're happy to help with this too. Richard, Carl, have you got anything you want to add here?
I think, yeah, well covered, Mark. I think just one thing I'd like to just reinforce is that we only trade via our distributor partners.
Yeah.
But we were very happy to work on your end user projects. And in a sense, that saves you time and ensuring best service to your customer.
Thanks, Richard. Over to you for the next slide, please, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. So just a quick summary here on the sales support and the communication that we can offer, etc. So all of the usual routes are available: email, telephone, even WhatsApp. Inbound communication is available as is important as our outbound. And what is key that we provide you with the most up-to-date and relevant detail on the current situation. And you would have seen through the COVID era, where we often publicize on the website good information or even bad information. Honesty is the best policy. Pricing, there are no promises in this current climate, but we do hope we're moving forward through the very difficult time, and we all look forward to some stability through the rest of this year. Showrooms, we have 3 locations. So in addition to head office, where we have the product work zone, we also have London and Manchester, all working very well and hosting customers regularly. And then onto the selling tools. We really are praised quite often by our customers regarding our website, and this development and this tool will not stop the work that we're going to put into the rest of the ongoing and the rest of this year, alongside our app and e-brochure is relenting. And of course, free of charge samples to help with the final part of the selling process and help to get the customer over the line. They're all available and still free of charge. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, so just with end users, if you do want to work with us, with you and your customers, please let us know. I also wanted to just reiterate about the non-login facility, where end users can create wish lists and see our stock on the website. They can email these directly to you for a quote. And then with projects, these are increasing more and more during 2022. So please let us create mood boards for you, arrange appointments in our showrooms to achieve the most success from these. And then with shows, we are involved in a lot of shows over the next 18 months, both locally and globally. We can also support you with your regional shows and local customer shows as well. These can either be in person or with samples. So please let us know.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. And just lastly, on service, with all the disruptions, both to supply chains and our market over the last period of time, we will continue to support our customers and try and chart the best path looking forward through challenging times. This includes, as we've mentioned, the largest ever investment in stock, and also monitoring and evaluating the performance of our service, and so that we can provide the best service proposition to our customers. I think it's worth noting that we do value your feedback in this area, and both whether that's based on our current service proposition or looking forward, anything that you believe would be important to add, then please, we're always happy to listen. One area actually, I think where we have listened to customers and where we're making a major step forward is by investing further in our continental EU customers by committing to warehousing and stock holding within the EU. We're incredibly thankful to our EU customers for their support over the last 2 years. And despite having the combined challenges of both COVID and Brexit all at once, we have seen the demand for our products continue to grow. That's both from distributors and from end users requesting our products. And due to this growth and the confidence it's given us, we're able to take this significant step forward in opening the EU warehouse. The project's in the final planning stages, and we plan for the new warehouse to go live during Q2. For customers that this will affect, more information will be provided over the coming months. Yeah, thanks for your time, and now back to Mark to wrap up.
Okay, yeah, that's it for myself, Carl and Richard. Andrew, have we got any questions?
We have. Firstly, guys, thanks very much. That's a great webinar, and yeah, a lot of work's gone into that, and I think the combination of how we can help through people, technology, service, stock holding, and things like that is yeah, it's fantastic to hear that all put together. So great job, guys. Yeah, we had a couple of questions. I can probably take both of these. When will the new printed Genware guide be ready? I've been handed a note whilst we're going through be ready beginning of March. So that's great news. So we'll be able to have those available for the beginning of March. There's another question which has come in about it seems you have narrowed our margin by about 2.5%. Why is that? Wasn't explained to us before the price increase. I suppose my answer to that one is that I could certainly see why that would have happened when we had the surcharge, but I would imagine that when we actually changed pricing for January, actually that meant that the opportunity to make margin was actually then was opened up. So would that be the case, Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll pick up on that one straight after the webinar as well, and just go through the new price list that's available now.
Great. Thanks, Richard. That's great. So there's that one. Any other chaps? Okay, super. That's good. That's a good comment as well. So are there any other questions? Don't be shy. Please ask. We'll try and answer those questions. Give you another 15 to 20 seconds. There's a lot of information to take in, so let's just see if there's anything else. Okay, we've noticed, as many others, that customers have been even more price sensitive. Can we expect another price increase? I'll probably take this. Again, it's not, we'll always aim to be fair in what we're doing, and we look to try and obviously protect our margin, but we'll only we'll only look to increase prices where it's required. So again, we don't plan to do these things, but again, we have to look and see what's happening with market conditions and what's happening with economic conditions, and where things are within our control, we've looked to try and make sure that we're as efficient as possible. But again, I think the fact is that we will try and we can't say never, but again, this is something that we have to review each quarter. Again, that's what we have to have that flexibility. I think that's about it. So yeah, so all good. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, just to remind you, the QR code there for our questionnaire. It would be great to hear from you. You've got 3 email addresses from myself, Carl, and Richard. So if you do have any further questions, please do get in touch. The next webinar is on the 10th of March. So instead of having to look at us 3, you'll see some fantastic new products coming through. So I hope you can join us for that. And finally, just thank you very much for your time on this webinar, and we hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.